Why am I bullish on the U.S. economy in the next 5 to 10 years? And again, I think it's important to take a longer term perspective because the U.S. economy has challenges, but I think it's where we've seen the greatest improvement. It's been a painful process, but if we look at household balance sheets, corporate profit margins, and the pace of innovation we're seeing, not just in the United States, but globally, and the ability for U.S. companies to compete on a global basis, I would argue is extremely strong. And so the return on investment is high, and the share of investment in the economy is yet historically fairly low. And so when you put those ingredients together, if we have greater clarity in policy measures going forward, I think we'll be pleasantly surprised over the next 5 or 10 years that the economy can grow beyond the 2% threshold it's been stuck in for the past 3 years. So what are the near-term challenges for the U.S. economy? There's several. Some of them relate to the uncertainty with respect to the debt ceiling, clearly, which runs the risk of acting as a so-called uncertainty tax on the U.S. economy over the next 3 months in the same way that similar conversations and developments had in the middle of 2011. But there's other challenges as well. Some of it continues to be as we continue to work through some of the debt pay down from consumers. But by and large, the number of threats to the U.S. economy today are fewer in number than they were just 3 years ago. And for the first time in a long time, the major industrial economies of Europe, the U.S., England, China, and Japan are all starting to expand. So I think there's reasons to be cautiously optimistic, but there is policy risks over the next several months. I have mentioned to clients, the potential for us to underappreciate that we may be sitting in the midst of a third industrial revolution and may not fully perhaps appreciate what that may do positively to long-run growth trends and the productivity and the returns on investment in capital globally over the next generation. And we're continuing to see that sort of fundamental development in computer technology and enabling technology through a whole rash of industries. But it's this sort of creative destruction is a very disruptive process. And clearly there are industries that are going through some adjustment. But in aggregate, this is far from a zero-sum game, and the creativity we're seeing in everything from healthcare to energy development, to manufacturing, to other areas of manufacturing and materials, I think have run the risk of being underappreciated. And if history is any guide, they will continue to be the fuel for long-term economic growth and productivity.